What's up guys, this is Merc Music and welcome back to some more Battlefield 1. In this video, I want to try to figure out what the best gun in Battlefield 1 is. Now I know that I'm the one that got to play the game and try all these different weapons and see which ones are good and see which ones are not so good, but I'm curious to know which weapon you guys think is the best in Battlefield 1. I know you guys are probably sick and tired of me saying this, but this is a closed alpha, so a lot of the weapon balance is subject to change. And I'd also like to point out that we didn't have access to every single weapon in the alpha, and we also weren't able to customize or modify any of the attachments on the weapons we had access to. But regardless of that, I'm going to show you guys a decent amount of gameplay and see which weapon you think is the best. The first gun I'm going to show you guys is the Model 10A shotgun. This is a 6-round 12-gauge shotgun that has a tubular magazine. So even though you only have 6 shots, you will be able to reload pretty quickly. I personally found this shotgun to be very devastating at close range, but its range does drop off pretty quickly.
We have taken objective Enfield. We have lost objective Duff. Taken objective.
I had to redub this part because apparently the Russian 1895 sniper rifle is not the most in the genre. It's apparently the Winchester model 1895, so some of these parts are going to sound kind of weird. Next up is the Russian 1895, also known as the Winchester model 1895. I covered this weapon previously in my Battlefield 1 sniper gameplay video, but just to reiterate, this is a 5-round lever action sniper rifle, and in Battlefield 1 it comes unscoped. And the Winchester model 1895 has a very fast fire rate when compared to the other sniper rifles in its class. I found this weapon to be relatively competitive at close to medium range, but at long range you will lose to other sniper rifles. But this doesn't mean that it's impossible to use at longer ranges. Now we're going to look at a pistol that has stood the test of time, the classic M1911. The M1911 still stands the test of time, and you're definitely going to find it to be very effective in Battlefield 1. It was definitely my go-to sidearm, and a lot of other people in the alpha felt the same way. It's very reliable to switch to when you need to finish off an enemy, but that's about as far as it goes. And if you fire it too fast, you're going to miss a lot of your shots.
We have lost objective Freddy.
We're going to take a look at another sniper rifle called the SMLE MK3, better known as the Lee Enfield. In the alpha, I found this to be the best all-around sniper rifle as far as it went for magazine size, as well as overall effectiveness at all ranges. Even though I had a lot of fun using the Mosin Nagant, I found the Lee Enfield to be the most stable choice. In the Battlefield 1 alpha, we had 2 variants of the Lee Enfield to choose from. One of them had a sight that felt like a 4x zoom in Battlefield 4, and the other having a standard sniper scope which felt like a 12x zoom in Battlefield 4.
Stay alert!
We are losing objective.
Next up is a rifle in the medic class called the Mondragon, also known as the M1908. I really didn't get to use it too much and I don't have too much gameplay of it, but it was pretty good. Even though it only had 10 rounds, it seemed to be relatively powerful. And no, it didn't do that.
We have taken objective Butter.
I was able to hit this miraculous hipfire shot. I recommend aiming with this weapon though. Again, we have another sniper rifle known as the Gewehr 98. I found this sniper to be very similar to the Lee Enfield, except you only have 5 rounds. Honestly, at this point, I've probably forgotten this, but if the Gewehr's magazine size is only 5, it probably does slightly more damage than the Lee Enfield. Or it has some other kind of stat that gets boosted in order to make it more competitive with the other 2 snipers.
We are losing objective.
Next up is one of my top contenders for the best weapon in Battlefield 1, the shovel. Exported from Mongolia in 1420, the shovel is a shovel.
We have taken. We have taken objective Duff.
Next up is what I found to be one of the most effective rifles in the medic class, the M1907 SL, better known as the Winchester Model 1907. This rifle has 21 rounds when fully loaded, and I found it to be absolutely incredible at all ranges, although your best bet is to try to use it at close and medium range. I found this rifle to be very effective, very versatile, and it was one of the weapons I was going to the most when I was playing, which could be a red flag because it might be a little too good. Again, this is alpha footage, it's a little too early to tell, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see other rifles come into the game that could take its place. But I definitely found this weapon to be very competitive with a lot of the weapons in the game. And unless it undergoes some changes, I think you'll feel the same way when you get your hands on Battlefield 1.
We have lost objective Edward.
And last but not least, the M1909 light machine gun. I've seen a lot of comments of people worried about SMGs and LMGs in Battlefield 1 because of its limited use during World War I, but from my limited time of playing Battlefield 1, I found the semi-automatic and bolt-action rifles to be the most effective all around. And it turned out that the LMGs and the mounted machine guns on the map had very high spread, making it very difficult to hit enemies. So now that you guys have seen some of these weapons in action, which one do you think is the best? I personally found the semi-automatic and the bolt-action rifles to be the most effective, but my favorite weapon to use was the shovel. Again, I know you guys have heard this like 1,000 times, but just as a disclaimer, this is alpha footage. We didn't get access to every single gun in Battlefield 1, and I didn't even get to use every single weapon in the alpha in this video. And ultimately, the gameplay you're seeing here is relatively limited. But regardless of all that, I still wanted to show you guys the footage. I wanted to get your guys' opinions, thoughts, and feelings about all this stuff. So with that being said, what do you think the best gun in Battlefield 1 is? Leave a comment letting me know, because I'm pretty curious to know what you guys think. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did and you'd like to see some more Battlefield 1, make sure to drop a like, and I'll see you guys later.